Welcome, everybody. Welcome. It's game time once again. This is Fan Doosra. It's where we bring the fans together to have a Doosra kind of conversation, to have the conversation that the commentators aren't having, that the officials aren't having. This is us talking from the heart, just being real fans. Here today, representing the Sunrisers, Hyderabad. It's Abhinav and Dharma. Rakshit. I keep saying that. I keep calling you by your surname because it's written on the screen the wrong way around. And then you got Yatat and Gurkirat from Delhi representing the Capitals. Brilliant stuff. Okay, so before we get into them, I want to let everybody know once again, as always, I'm Tommy. I'm from the Bharat Army. We love Team India, but whilst Team India aren't playing, we're going to love and celebrate the most exciting cricket league on the planet. A cricket league that is getting everybody from the world of cricket, whether you're in the Caribbean, South Africa, Australia, or even here in England where I am. Everybody's talking about the IPL. Everybody knows the size of the IPL. So we're just more than happy to celebrate it whilst we wait for Team India to play, which, by the way, is going to be taking place in Ireland quite soon. I'm looking forward to that at the end of June, heading out to Dublin to watch the couple of games there. That's going to be a fun one. And I believe the Irish are known for their drinking and partying. I don't know that for a fact, but they do say the Irish are a bit like the Punjabis. And they do like a good party and a good sing-song. So we'll see what that's. I'm sure I'll try and fit in. But before all of that, let's get into today's action. Today's action, Sunrisers versus Delhi, proudly brought to you by Rario. There they are. Rario are your place to get NFTs. NFTs are non-fungible trades. You can find out more about what an NFT is at rario.com. Go to rario.com today. Sign up today. Take 60 seconds. And you could own a free NFTs. They're giving them away. But what is an NFT? What is it really? It's sort of like crypto. It's sort of like memorabilia. It's sort of like, nobody really knows. But until you get into it, you will know. And all the information is at rario.com. And I'll give you an example. This right here is an NFT. Check it out.
Some magnificent tattoos. Gives the ball an almighty thump. Not this time. Not again, Zahir Khan. Oh boy, he's a magician. You never lose it. Class is permanent.
Oh, that cream keeps rising to the top. Oh, the Zach attack at 41 years young.
It was a very good ball. It kind of swerved in the air, and you can own that. Your dad is that hard to do what he did? You play the game.
I mean, definitely, swinging the bat, back across the ball, especially with the white ball, it's obviously a talent. But Zahir Khan, the master of swing, he came in at the time where we start for fast bowlers, and he was actually a blessing. So, Zahir Khan at the age of 41 doing that just looks so very easy.
Yeah, man. 41's not old. It's young. Okay, it's fine. Nothing wrong with being 41 years young. It's fine. Anyway, age is nothing but a number. And talking to numbers, it's match number 50 today. We're there. Match number 50 between these guys, Sunrisers. And everyone's calling it, it's the business end of the league now. The business end. I think the tarka is done. It's time to put the vegetables in. Your onions should be in place. Your garlic, your ginger, your masala, all that should be done now. This is not the time to be playing around with formation, things like that. It's now time to put the bengan in, put the chicken in, whatever it is that you eat. Right? It's time. It's going to go in. And if your dish isn't ready now, then you're going out. That's it. I'm right in our Gurkha. It's game time now.
I think that I don't think there's a lot of experimentation anyway that happens even in the beginning because of how closely the teams are. And with the two new teams, earlier you could say that there was a 50% chance of every team qualifying for the playoffs. Now there's 40%. So the margin and the room for error is even minimal. I don't think there was any scope for experimentation even further, even in the early stages. Now it's become even more critical because one loss really puts you behind and has a direct impact on your qualification chances. As Delhi has found out, this season that they've not had any sort of momentum. They've won one game, then lost two, won again, then lost, then won, then lost. So it's been that kind of a tournament for Delhi. the good thing is that they'll be playing at a stadium where they haven't lost a game yet. Out of 4 of the 3 wins which Delhi have had, all of 3 have come at Brabant.
Yeah.
So hopefully, good signs for Delhi today, and a good result as well.
Okay, so no time for experimentation, Abhinav. Do SRH need to change anything, or is it just a case of a little bit more salt, maybe a little bit more this, a little bit more that, just minor adjustments?
I think there are no minor adjustments to come in also because SRH has found the right combination as of now. And as he told, we have also been successful in Bourbon Stadium, and our last 2 matches have been a very good venture. We smacked down RCB very badly, and that was the last time I was in the show. And that was my first time in the show. And we had a very good game with KKR where we dominated them with the bat too. But the very good point here is we have a very stable bowling lineup, and probably Sundar's injury might get in Suchit, but Suchit has played his 2 games in Bourbon, which makes it a very similar find for him in the stadium, and probably it could be a very stable match for us. It could be a very staple match for us too,
Yeah.
and we have the salt on the dish, like what you said. You have the tadka vegetables, right? We have the salt called the team spirit done now. Every other combination has been set rightly. We just put in the salt of confidence, salt of team effort on it, and at the right amount, we get the dish right.
Beautiful. He's not fun. I love it. I can talk about food all day long. And Rakshit, in your opinion, talking about the having the batting power, how is your opener doing? How is Kane Williamson doing as captain? Oh, you're on mute, mate. You're on mute. Hit the mute button. There we go. Let's get you. Let's hear you.
Always, when we observe Kane Williamson, he's an expert in the slow and steady innings. We always expect that sort of thing, and giving Abhishek Sharma the hitting advanced power, and we're happy with the opening thing, and the middle order should be figured out with Rahul Tripathi and Puran and everything.
All right. It's the first time they're playing, isn't it, this season, you thought, Delhi and Sunrisers. So how's that going to go down when Warner comes out?
I mean, that's the matchup which we all are waiting for. I mean, this is the perfect time for Warner to make realize what SRH management let them go off. I mean, one bad season and they just really didn't justify it. And also what I'm not talking about completely the management, but what Warner deserved was just, I didn't felt as a neutral fan, what he deserved was just right. I mean, just dropped from the playing 11 directly, and also sacked away from his captaincy. So a lot of things not happened in his way, and this time he's got a perfect team who's backing him, and he's high on confidence. I'm sure he would be raring to go for a big one today, probably score a century today against his ex-mates. You never know, David Warner, anything he can do.
Right. Good. What do you think is going through David Warner's head as he comes out there? And bearing in mind, it's been an up and down couple of games for Delhi. The COVID, the Rishabh Pant incident, the last game as well. It was so close with LSG. So what's Warner thinking now going against his former side?
See, I think the thing with big players is that they don't really think of all the outside noise, because to a lot of people this is something that provides masala in terms of selling the game and writing stories about it. But players who've played for long enough, they know that at the end of the day, as a batter you have to play every ball to the merit, and as a bowler you have to deliver your best ball every time you go out, regardless of who the opposition is. With Warner, it's not going to be any different. Yes, there's going to be an added motivation, I suppose, but I don't think that's going to change things a lot in terms of his preparation. If anything, I think he's going to try and keep things simple. I just see one change that might happen with Delhi is probably, I see someone like Lalit Yadav maybe going out, and someone like Ripal Patel coming in. Because Lalit Yadav hasn't done a lot with the bat, barring the first game and one odd game, and his strike rate has been on the lower side. It's been 109. On the other hand, Ripal Patel is known to be a big hitter. His domestic T20 strike rate is around 150, and he can bowl a bit. And he played 2 games for Delhi back in the 2021 season. So I see that change happening. As far as SRH is concerned, I know that so far they've had a relatively successful season, 5 wins, 4 losses. But I definitely think that they need more from Kane Williamson. Not in 9 of the games so far, there's not been a single game where Kane Williamson's scoring rate has been more than the scoring rate of the team or the required scoring rate. So
Right.
hopefully that trend continues today and it doesn't reverse itself, because if that continues, then I suppose Delhi would have been off to a good start when they are bowling.
Right. And Yadav, is he the best bowler out there? Yadav, will he be the best bowler on that field today amongst all of the men?
I mean, there are a lot of bowling options which DC completely has. Probably, relying a bit upon Lalit Yadav was not completely fit. You have a lot of bowling options. You have really
Kuldeep.
not tried someone like you have not really tried someone like a Rahman Powell or a Mitchell Marsh who can add to your bowling. So you already have a lot of bowling options. Rather, persisting a bit on Lalit Yadav too very often is sometimes I got a feel about Rishabh Pant is just too over the just with his sort of a favorite player. But nothing to take away from the captain. There are a lot of decisions which happens on the back end, and then I watch the decision from the management. There are quite a few of bowling options. Probably if we get back Khalil Ahmed for today, I mean, who is gun blazing, especially against Kane Williamson, who generally sorts of get trouble by the ball going outside, from a ball of a left hander. So probably that matchup I'm considering. And if we can get early guns blazing, probably getting Nicholas Puran, one of their major man out, then I think we can get the job done in the most right ways.
Okay. What's your middle order like, Rakshit? Is that enough? I mean, just in case we have another little problem with your openers and Kane Williamson isn't quite on form, who have you got there? Is it Tripathi? Is it Markram? Is it Puran? Who can get you runs?
It's Puran. Like Puran. In the last match also, he fired. He almost done the job, but in an inch, we missed it. Like I hope Puran, Tripathi should come together, build a massive partnership, so that we can do the job.
Okay, he's confident you can. And how do you feel, Abhinav, about Warner coming out against you? Do you think is there a bit of a sadness there? Is it sad to see the way things ended, and this is that first game back now for him against you guys?
See, the point here is, yeah, Warner has done a lot of things to us. He has helped us get the first cup. He has got SRH's first trophy. He has led us for a long period of time. But it's particularly about the love for the city than the love for the player, because Warner has contributed a lot to us, but today he's our opposition, and we would probably support or oppose him rather than support him and all. And coming back to Warner's performance against the bowlers, people have been talking that Warner would have that unlikely advantage over our bowlers because to the exposure in the nets. But that could reverse also, because the bowlers too have an exposure to Warner. And coming back, when Natarajan and Bhuvi are very good against left-handers and they can get it out of they can have the outswingers to the left-hander, and Warner is very bad with with the outswingers. When the ball goes out from the off stump, he is very bad with it and he nicks a lot. So probably some very good captaincy schemes from Kane Williamson can strike him very early, which will be a very big burden on as DC today.
Yeah, I'm looking at the kind of matchup here, and I'm thinking, well, there you are. You've got Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, you've got Jansen, you've got Umran Malik. They've got Kuldeep Yadav, Shardul Thakur, Rahman as well. This is some serious bowling power out there, Rakshit. What's it going to take these kind of, because there's some great batsmen as well. Who's got the bowling power to take the other team out?
Yeah, Tommy sir, like always, we had this feeling, about the David Warner thing. They had our Shikhar Dhawan in the previous season also. Like it's kindly, hard feeling, like seeing our players in the DC jerseys in the past seasons also, like David Warner, Vijay Shankar, and everyone. But like having Warner, he's one of our pride player of SRH, and it's tough, but in the end, the best team should win. And also, if we see the team management and all, they have Aussie coach, we have Aussie coach, and it's like same touch. And also in the bowling, like we have strongest bowling attack. Even they have the strongest bowling attack. Like if you see this match, Bhuvaneshwar will be will be leading the pace attack, according to me. And also in the support with like Abhishek
Jansen?
Sharma, like all rounders, everyone.
Yep. Yeah. I love watching Marco Janssen bowl. I don't know. There's something exciting about. He just, like I said, he looks like a lamppost running down the field. He looks huge and thin. These big long arms coming out. Gurkir, what are you most worried about the Sunrisers side? Who's going to pose the biggest threat to you?
Oh no, so I suppose I know everyone's excited about Umran and his pace. Everyone's excited about, like you mentioned, Jansen's height. But I still believe that the spirit of that bowling attack is the wily old fox in Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. His pace might be down, but you have to look at the last game where SRH conceded more than 200 runs, but he only conceded 22 out of his 4 overs. So for me, he remains the biggest threat in that bowling attack because he can move the ball both ways. If there's any swing, then you can bank upon him to test both the batters, whether it is Shaw or Warner, on both the edges. Whether the ball, where he can bring the ball in and he can also take the ball out, and then you can expect him to have a good, bowl around his 2 overs in the death for around 17, 18 runs, if not more. So for me, Bhuvneshwar Kumar remains the strike bowler and the best bowler in the opposition lineup, and a lot depends upon how he fares. Because if he's having a bad day, then that kind of has a domino effect on everyone else.
Yeah.
So far, he's had more good days than bad days for SRH. Even against Punjab, where he chipped in with 3 wickets and only gave away 22 runs. So he's had more good days than bad days, and if he starts off well, then Delhi could be in trouble.
All right. How's Prithvi Shaw doing, Yatharth?
I mean, he started off on a bang, and then the performance in the recent time has not been on the occasion. So yes, he's due for some big runs. I mean, Prithvi Shaw definitely, going into this season, I got to know that the IPL is going to be in Maharashtra, his hometown, where he had been playing for so long time. I expected a lot more run than what Prithvi Shaw is always, what Prithvi Shaw has got till now. But the signs are very positive. Each time he has been dismissed, it's not like a bowler has dominated. It's just that he has played a bad shot and got out of a ball. So I mean, it's more about seeing the match awareness, seeing what whenever he gets off to a start, he takes off DC to a fly out of a start. I still remember that 83 knock of both Prithvi Shaw as well as David Warner in that 6 over power play. So that always terrifies not only the DC fives but also the opposition. So it's just a matter of him to let his engine start off, and when he starts his engine, just going to rattling on the SRH bowlers for today, I'm sure.
Okay, good stuff. Let's just have a look at the stats then between these two teams. This is DC versus SRH. Over the years, this is how they tally up. It's close, 9-11, but 3-2 to Delhi in the last 5 meetings. What is that? Is that an important statistic there, Gurkirat? Would you say that's relevant? 9-11, 3-2?
Usually you go by the recent form, and I'm not saying that because Delhi's had the upper hand, but in the teams more adjacent to what you have right now, like 9-11, that stat doesn't have a lot of meaning because teams have undergone a lot of changes. There was this whole cycle between 2013 to 2018 where Delhi was just not a dominant team. They lost far more matches than what they won. But over the last, I think, since the last cycle, whether you look at uh, the 2019 IPL, where both Delhi and SRH had few close games. Delhi had beaten SRH in the eliminator, and then the same happened in 2020 as well. So, but in 2020, SRH had won both the league games. So, it's been a close contest in the last cycle or so, and I suppose today is not going to be much different because the teams are more or less overmatched, matched up well. SRH maybe don't have a very good spinner now that Sundar might be injured. But at the same time, Delhi have had issues with their middle order as well, because they don't know at what stage is Lalit Yadav going to bat, or at what or even Marsh has shown that he's in good touch, but he hasn't had those big runs. So it's going to be an even contest, uh, purely because of how the teams match up.
All right. Yep, they are. They're fairly even. Good pace, good bowlers, good spin, good batting power. Let's have a look at who your Rario players of the day are. Who is it for you, Rakshit? Who is that at Sunrisers? Who's the guy of the day?
It's always Umran Malik. He's always been that speed gun for us. In the season. I feel he'll bounce back this match. Have few wickets, and he'll change the game.
Okay. Umran Malik, the Rario guy, he's the one that you can own NFTs by because he's partnered up with Rario. Some of his play, some of his moments, you can own as snapshots in cricketing history. And similarly, who's the Rario player for Delhi?
I think it needs to be your captain Rishabh Pant. He has shown some glimpses and just a trailer of what he does and what he has the ability. But I think he needs to set up onto the equation. The captain needs to learn, needs to lead the way from the front for his very team. And I just hope that fantastic innings is not that far away, because Rishabh Pant, when he is at his very best, I mean, you can leave everything, whatever you are doing, and just watch his one-handed sixes. So I am very excited to see Rishabh Pant on the ground today.
Right, we want to see some fantastic action. There you go. Swing your pants, take your pants off, swing them around your head. All right, let's see what happens with those two. Okay, this is how easy it is to own an NFT today. You can get a free NFT. All you got to do is go to rario.com and do what I did. It takes like 60 seconds. Check it out. It's so easy. You type in your email address first of all. This is it. This is step one. Email address. You can all do that. And then once you've filled that one in, you go down to the line below and you type in your username. I'm going with Big Tom. And then you put in your password. Make this unique to yourself, something that you're going to remember. And you have officially got yourself into the site. Then, of course, you've got to make sure you're not a robot by typing in the code. You hit submit. You wait for the email to come into your inbox and you confirm it. That's it. Honestly, guys, that's all there is to it. It's a simple process of name, email address, username. That's it. You're signing up to the Rario family. That means it's free and you get a free NFT as well. Why not get something free in your life and you see whether NFTs change your life or not. It's that time. It's fighting talk. We're going to pit these two head to head. 30 seconds just to give, look at them grinning already. 30 seconds just to give each other a bit of banter, a bit of fun, a bit of fighting talk, send a bit of fear into the other camp. Abhinav or Rakshit? Who's doing it for Sunrisers?
Rakshit is doing it.
Rakshit is doing it? Okay, and who's doing it for Delhi? Oh, Yatharth is doing it. The CEO, look, CEO just raised his eyes. It's you, son. There you go. Look at that. That's the power. Yatharth, you want to go first?
Yes.
Okay, good stuff. You're 30 seconds in, sir. Get yourself ready. Warm up. Don't pull a muscle. There we go. Just roll the shoulders. Here we go. Your 30 seconds starts now.
Well, there's a शायरी which we always do. So, पुराना शेर लेकर हमारा दहाड़ रहे थे जो तुम, पुराना शेर लेकर हमारा दहाड़ रहे थे जो तुम, आ गया है घर वापस, वो कर लो जो भी तुमको करना है, कर लो जो भी तुमको करना है. वो कहते हैं ना, शेर जख्म देता है, बट जख्मी शेर तबाही मचाता है. बच के रह लो बिरयानी वालों, असली वार्नर आ गया है, दिल्ली इस बार रोर मचाने, फिर से कप लेकर दिल्ली आएगा.
Oh my word! I got goosebumps. Fantastic. That's right. The Lion is back. He's back where he belongs. He is with the Delhi Capitals, and he's going to come back for you guys. It's revenge. Oof. So many messages coming through. Love it. Okay, Rakshit, you want Abhinav to do it, or do you want to do it now? He's suddenly you getting. What's the matter, Rakshit?
Like it's okay. Like anyone is fine.
Okay, Abhinav, then you're up. Step up, Abhinav. It was a big fighting talk from Yatharth. It's a hard one to beat. Abhinav, give it all you got. Don't hold back now. You gotta channel that spirit, get that power back up. I know that hit you. It's winded you. That punch in the ribs. Oh, you're over. But let's do it, Abhinav. Your 30 seconds starts now.
See, you can always have this lion coming up onto you, and you may always kind of criticize the biryani. You can always criticize David Warner coming up on SRH. You can always criticize the Orange Army for being very low rated. But just remember one thing: when it's on the ground, when it's on the pitch, when it's our time, we bulldoze like an eagle. We just swift away like anything. We go to the heights that neither a lion, neither a tiger, neither anybody in the world can go. We have one of the best visions in the world. The Eagles are the flightiest people. And today, lion cannot race the eagle. We are going to butcher it before they even try to touch us.
Oh, you're going to get butchered. The eagle is soaring above. It's circling the lion. The lion's looking up like, hold a minute. Have I got enough in me? Who knows?
Just one thing that I have to say.
Yes,
Everything's well and
please.
good, but if the vision was so great, then someone needs to answer why did Simon Katic just leave after the auctions? So
See, if
probably
Simon,
there was some issue with the vision over there, I'm sure.
uh, if if Simon Katic left after the auction, and if they didn't like it, if he didn't like it well, so probably the results wouldn't yield that well too. So he might have a personal problem or something else. I really don't know what the reason, because there was no statement about it or there was no fixed reason behind it.
No,
But if
I
Simon
think that he
Gutman was
did give
right,
a statement. He did give a statement that the plans weren't followed, which were discussed in the auction.
but the plans
Before the
that we
auction.
followed have worked out. But the plans that we followed now have worked out. See, at the end of the day,
I
Simon
wouldn't
Katic
be so
has
sure
done it.
about it just on the basis of 9 games where 8 tosses have been won. But T20 is a
See,
quite a fickle format. We've seen that with Gujarat as well, where someone like Hardik has acknowledged that even though they've had the results on their side, they've been lucky. Even Australia, for that matter, were lucky in the World T20, where they won 6 out of 7 tosses and they won all the games where they won the tosses. So
see,
I'm just saying I have nothing against SRH or anything. I just think that the vision part's a little overblown.
See, probably I would get to an answer to this. And see, as you told, T20 is a fickle game, and winning the toss is always very lucky for us. But let me tell you one thing. At the end of the day, it's more about the execution rather than winning the tosses, because
Of
anything toss
course,
can go on any side. It's just
100%.
about the probability. It's just about the
100%.
probability. When it's India, when it's somewhere in foreign or anywhere, in India, we always have that added advantage with tosses. But at the end of the day, it's more about execution. And coming back to the Simon Cottage or any other issue, it's more about how do you lead the team and how you assemble your resources well and how do you execute it always. Because we lost one toss, and that toss didn't like probably didn't affect us more, because that one loss, the Hardik Pandya lost toss but won the
I
match
think I
also.
think probably that loss was more down to just poor death bowling from Natarajan
Yeah.
and Jansen and
So
not
it
to
was
do.
more not about the toss. It was just more about the execution. So
No,
probably,
that's always there. That's always
yeah.
there. What I'm
So
trying to say is that in T20 the advantage of the toss is something that is far more weighted than as opposed to an advantage of the toss in an ODI game or in a test match, because the greater the length of the game, the easier it is to cover up for these freak or
Timings and
luck kind of
Gurjit
incidents.
bhai, there is
That's what I'm
always,
trying.
there's disappointments in the team. Also, you had Shreyas Iyer as a captain, previous seasons, you had him a great services as well, but you sacked him after coming back from the
Firstly, so
injury.
I just have to say something over here. I don't believe that Shreyas Iyer was a great captain. I don't even think that Rishabh Pant's a great captain, because I firmly believe that the captains on the bench, who's Ricky Ponting, because
Yeah.
there's no difference in pattern
Yeah, but
when
yeah,
Shreyas
by
Iyer was leading or Rishabh Pant was
there's
leading, or
always,
even for that matter, even if you have Khalil Ahmed leading, the plans and everything will be the same. So I
no,
really don't think that the captaincy part had a lot to it, because a lot of times we just reduce the discourse with regards to captaincy on the basis of results, when the
whereas
discourse of captaincy should actually be on that did the captain do anything, or did the captain make a percentage move that helped his team or her team
yeah,
win or
Gurjit
lose.
bhai,
As
like
far
I
as I
totally
think,
agree. But disappointments and everything, goes on with the team and the management and franchises. Like we can't point out, But if you say like Shreyas has carried out, throughout the seasons, and you sacked him, after coming back from the injury and all, it's like it's ho jata, it goes on, Even Varner coming to your team also, like it's a kind of cycle of process. We
I'm
can't
not
just
sentimental about it.
yeah.
no,
Even
we are
I'm
not
not
sentimental
sentimental,
either.
but
We are not
you have
sentimental either.
mentioned about Simon Katic.
yeah,
Yeah, I just wanted to pull that point about nothing
Yeah,
else.
even I wanted to pull the Shreyas Iyer thing. That's it.
hey,
But Shreyas Iyer is not having a great season anyway.
one of you is pulling the lion's tail, and the other one is pulling the eagle's wing. So either way, feathers and tails are
I'm
being
sure, Tommy. I'm sure you were reminded of your fights in the house with someone special while
oh,
this was happening.
I love it. It brings back many memories of battles and fights. It's all right. I'm quite used to it. Hi, let me say hello to some people. I keep forgetting to do the messages. So hello, Vernata, who's watching. Hello, Tommy Paji. Hello, Vernata. Warner versus SRH is what she's calling the game. He goes, my brother Rakshit is there, says Krishna. Come on, go Orange Army. Today we'll make the lions silent. No more roars. That's what's going to go down. Akshat says Khalil and Mustafa versus SRH. Yes, that's right. Hello to Isha, who says Warner जो भी है ऑरेंज आर्मी के प्यार और इज्जत के वजह से आप उनका ध्यान रखो. You called it Abhinav. Did I do well in my Hindi? Did I do well?
Yeah, not that well, but that's more of our Deccani style. Warner जो भी है ऑरेंज आर्मी के प्यार और इज्जत के वजह से है, आपको उनका ध्यान रखना. आप उनका
That's
ध्यान
how
रखो.
you say it in Hindi as well, I think.
Yeah,
That has the
I was just trying to go for it. I'm just reliving all my Bollywood days. Okay, results are definitely speaking high for SRH and Isha as well. Thank you very much. Listen, thank you for the comments. Love hearing from you guys. If you are watching on YouTube, on Facebook, or anywhere else, thank you very much. Thank you, boys. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Abhinav and Rakshit, brilliant for SRH, and for Dilli Gurkrit and Yathat. And I think you boys said it. It's a good matchup. Two Aussie coaches. Two teams, well balanced out. It will be a great game. That's why we love the league. So enjoy it wherever you are and whoever you are. Thank you for watching from all around the world. This is Fan Doosra and I'm Tommy Sandhu signing out. See you later, guys.